welcome to the second episode of my journey to make this my apartment into a makerspace and also do some home decorating. So as you see, and if you watched the last episode, you know that I just tear down this wall and I'm basically on the floor. I have no tables to do working stuff on or anything. So my first project is to get off the floor, and what's better to do this than using some simple sawhorses. So here they are. Ta-da! And of course I'm going to show you just a few steps how I made these, and I'm quite satisfied with these because they are not just plain simple sawhorses, they are angled, these legs, to make them stable, although it's really cheap and not so, and quite weak wood. So, but it's the first step, and I'm going to show you how I make it. The only tool I used was an ordinary saw and a pencil. So the wood I used was very cheap and not so rough cheap wood, and it's 70 millimeters times 20 millimeters. And for two sawhorses I actually used around 10 meters. And the dimension of this sawhorse is the top beam here on this one is 70. I actually used 60 on the other one because I went out of boards. And the height turned out to be, well, roughly 68, and that was because I didn't take into account when I cut the legs, that the sum of the height really shortened it down. I have no footage of me actually putting this together or making it. So the way I made these was that I started off with the two legs, and I just sat on the floor actually and just used a measuring stick to, by eye, forming this angle. And what I did was that I fastened, you can see the holes from the nails. I just used a shorter piece of wood to fixate these two legs. I'm just showing you here that this angle below here, that actually you see it's tilting in two directions. What I did was that after having fixated the two legs, I put them upside down like this to the floor, and I just by eye measuring the angle they should go in, and then I put this part to the floor, and then I used a distance of suitable length to mark the cutting I needed to do to make this flat. What I used to draw the lines to cut the legs from a distance, I used this case for drills, and I just marked where to cut the legs, and then I used an ordinary saw to cut these end parts so they are flat to the floor. So as you can see, the legs are actually angled towards the middle to make them more stable, and they are also angled on this direction. So although I don't have any footage, you can figure it out how I made this, and then I just screw it all together. Here's the final result. I can put a tabletop on this and get off the floor and start working, so I can well, get to the next step of the project. If I didn't mention this, it's just simple wood screws fastening it all together. So because of the design of these and well, the angles and so on, I don't imagine it going to be so big load, so this is going to be enough. Maybe I put some more there when I have, and actually it's just screws that I had laying around, so well, I had to buy new ones because I used up all the ones I had making these. Okay, so here we are. Now I'm working bench made from the cupboards, from the side of the cupboards. And the next step now is to make all this rubbish and all the boards and the things we're going to use for this project to also get off the floor. So I'm going to design well, kind of a storing shelf on wheels, so I can put the stuff I buy and use for this building, and so I can move it around and not having it on the floor. So see you next time. Bye bye.